Hello everyone, it's me, and today, let's rule the world, King Disney. Of course, it's the Lion King lah, of course. Film Theory. Film Theory.
Hello Internet, welcome to Film Theory.
Hello Internet, welcome to Film Theory. Hello.
The YouTube channel that's doing more animation than Disney these days. Pew, pew, shots fired. Got him good. But in all seriousness, while we're over here keyframing until the cows come home, Disney, a company built on beautifully hand-drawn animated classics, is like, screw that noise, live action is where it's at. In 2019 alone, they're releasing four live-action remakes in the same year. We've already had Aladdin and Dumbo. Maleficent Mistress of Evil is coming later this year. And of course, there's the most recent one, the one I'm most excited for, The Lion King.
To be honest, I really like Aladdin, and I really like the Lion King as well. It's just awesome. Lion King and Aladdin. As for Mulan,
Why am I excited, you ask? Well, for one, it gives me the chance to revisit one of Shakespeare's it gives me the chance to revisit one of Japan's most it gives me the chance to revisit one of Disney's most original, most emotional stories.
oh my god, that's a meme, the low face.
But also, I'm so hyped to see this new version of The Lion King because it's gonna have a different, far more epic, far more brutal ending. It's got
Live action.
to, right? I mean, since it was so important to remake The Lion King to be more realistic this time around,
True.
Disney must be making the responsible decision here to show us how this story would have really ended out there in the wild, which will make The Lion King 2019 one of Disney's darkest, bloodiest movies ever. Because when the dust settles in this movie, the lion standing on top of Pride Rock won't be Simba. Heck, might not even be Scar. So be prepared, my dear theorists. Today we're looking at what a more live-action version of The Lion King would really look like. And let me tell you, if you thought Mufasa's death was traumatizing as a child, prepare to have your childhoods shattered. You will never be able to look at these movies the same way again. For today's theory, we're only going to be looking at the events of The Lion King. I know there are sequels and books covering what happens before and after the movie, but as you'll soon see, those are so horribly inaccurate that they'd never happen. So sorry, Lion King 2, Lion King A Tale of Two Brothers, and Lion King 1.5, which sounds more like a bad Kingdom Hearts spin-off. You're all deader to me than Mufasa. So with that, let's give you the quick refresher so that you understand everything you need to know for today's theory. Our story begins with the birth of Simba, son of Pride Rock's current king, Mufasa. Simba grows up being groomed to be a wise, peaceful king, something that he just can't wait to be, but this youthful exuberance for monarchical authority gets on the nerves of his jealous uncle, Scar, a feline who just wants the throne for himself. One day, Scar tricks Simba into a gorge where he's rigged up a dangerous stampede. Big Papa Mufasa learns about the stampede scheme and rushes to save his son. He's successful, but he dies in the process. Scar betrays the bejesus out of Mufasa, leading to the saddest kids movie scene since Bambi's mom, and a lot of awkward post-movie conversations about why the big kitty cat couldn't wake himself back up. Scar convinces Simba that it's his fault, and Simba runs away to hang out with Timon and Pumbaa until he becomes a full-grown lion. Nala, Simba's childhood friend, finds Simba hanging out in the jungle and tries to convince him to come home. Turns out that Scar is a terrible king who's basically destroying the Pride Lands, and after talking to some clouds, Simba returns to fight Scar and wins. Simba and Nala feel the love tonight, if you know what I'm saying, and we end the movie where we began. New kid, new king to be, circle of life and all that jazz, roll credits.
Can you feel the love tonight? Let's keep it wholesome and family friendly. Thank you so much.
Now, in the movie, we're led to believe that prides of lions just pass off dominance in the same way as a human monarchy. Male lions born from the king go on to take over the pride when the king passes away. However, in a more realistic story, like the one Disney's delivering us here in 2019, this couldn't be further from the truth. After researching how lions actually behave in the wild, I've come to learn that what would have really happened here is a far darker and far bloodier story. There is no Hakuna Matata in today's today's theory, my friends. Let's begin. To start off with, in order to understand the society of the lions we're talking about, we first have to understand what kind of lions Mufasa, Scar, and Simba actually are. I mean, this live-action remake portrays them as real lions, so they have to be based off of real animals somewhere along the line here, right? Well, surprisingly, it's actually easy to find out the exact subspecies of lion we're talking about.
Wait, so you're trying to say that, okay, so I might not actually know what I'm talking about, but you are trying to say that there are multiple different types of lion species? I genuinely only thought that there's like lions and lions, okay, I'm stupid, I'm sorry, I'm stupid.
When researching for the film, the producers, director, and other lead crew took a trip to Hell's Gate National Park in Kenya, Africa. This would end up being what the entire film was based off of. Pride Rock, it's an actual real place in Hell's Gate. Being set in Kenya would make the lions we see in The Lion King the Panthera leomelanokaita, or East African lion. But we can get even more specific here. Let's look a bit closer at the character models for Scar and Simba. Notice these extra tufts of hair on their knee joints? This isn't just a little extra animation, this clearly identifies them as Maasai lions. So with that knowledge in hand, we can actually analyze what their society looks like and how, in nearly every way, Scar is genetically superior to Mufasa. You see, us humans view Mufasa with utmost respect and Scar as the villain because, well, he has a scar. That makes him evil. However, it turns out that choosy lionesses choose Scar. Look again at Mufasa, Scar, and Simba. We see the tufts of fur on both Scar and Simba's knees, but you'll notice that Mufasa is distinctly missing those exact same tufts. Now, while it may be extreme to call it a genetic defect, the fact that he can't grow that extra hair on his knees is our first hint that Mufasa is actually a genetically inferior male lion. Just like the fact that I'm incapable of growing a beard makes me, you know what, never mind, bad comparison. But it's less of what Mufasa doesn't have and more of what Scar does that matters. A beautiful dark mane. That again is not just an artistic choice to make Scar dark and brooding. According to research done at the University of Minnesota, don't you know, lions with dark manes are actually much more attractive to female lions than those with lighter manes. In the Lion Kingdom, dark manes are actually a sign of lions with higher testosterone levels.
Okay, wait, what? So you're trying to tell me that the king is supposed to be the bad guy of the movie? Interesting.
In a Nature.com article covering the study, quote, males with high levels of testosterone grow darker hair. These males may be more aggressive and therefore better at defending mates and cubs, end quote. This in turn gives their offspring a higher chance of survival, which in the animal kingdom is a big deal. I guess in any kingdom, that's kind of a big deal. No one really wants their children to die early horrific deaths, but you know, animals care a lot about this stuff. Furthermore, lions with more testosterone also tend to have longer reproductive lifespans, which means that Scar is gonna be rockin' Pride Rock much longer than his brother. That's right, Scar is a literal sexy beast with those dark locks of his. Now, let me clear something up right here. Lion society does not function like a human monarchy like we see in the movie.
Alright, so lion society is different from a human society. Your human belief, your human principles is different from a lion's belief, a lion's principle. So yeah, I was gonna make a joke about the hot symbol. Rah rah Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. Sorry.
We're led to believe that since Simba is born of the current king, he's next in line to take the throne. That is just simply wrong. Simba was most likely gonna get himself booted out of the pride no matter what, dead dad or otherwise. When young male cubs approach full adult male status, they're actually exiled from the pride. Renowned National Geographic filmmaker Derek Schubert said in an article in Live Science, quote, when male lions begin to reach sexual maturity around age 2, the older males within the pride kick them out, end quote. Why would this be, you ask? One word, incest. Think about it. You're the king, and as a result, you're the one making most, if not all, of the babies. And so you're making all sorts of little lion cubs, male and female. Once your little Simba starts looking for a mate for himself, if they stick with the pride, there's a really high chance that they're gonna be related to the female lioness that they're starting to make googly eyes off of.
Alright, so when there's incest, when there's inbreeding involved, it's not going to turn well for the future generations involved. So yeah, I sort of understand why they try to avoid having direct inbreeding or direct incest.
Meaning the circle of life just got a whole lot more awkward. And if you're starting to see some problems with Simba and Nala's relationship now, congratulations, you just understood the concept. Can you feel the love tonight? I certainly can, but I don't wanna. To avoid these sorts of awkward run-ins, the young male lions are kicked out of the pride, where they go on to form small groups called coalitions. Quote from Luke Hunter, president of Panthera, which, based on the name, is either a big cat conservation or a feline-themed supervillain society. I'll leave it up to you to judge. Quote, after being kicked out, the young males roam the countryside solo or in small bands, often with their brothers or cousins, negotiating the no-cats land between territories of other lions. They usually do this as a coalition, end quote. These coalitions begin roaming around in search of territory or a pride they can take over. When a coalition finds an optimal pride, they may challenge the current reigning lions with a fight to the death. Usually, sometimes they retreat, but mostly it's to the death. If the coalition is successful, they then take over the pride and reign over it. So, how this would have really gone down prior to the events that we see in the movie is that a young Mufasa and a young Scar would have been part of one of these exiled coalitions. They would have come along the reigning lions at Pride Rock, defeated them, and taken over. Scar probably loses a battle of dominance against Mufasa the first time, which is why we see Mufasa as the reigning king, but comes back to challenge him a second time at the Gorge, this time winning single-handedly, or I guess multi-hoofedly. Anyway, that makes Scar, who is already overflowing with testosterone, the rightful and best king for the pride. So in our more realistic interpretation of the movie, Scar wins and Simba still gets himself exiled, right? Doesn't this just mean that the movie continues on as normal? Well, yeah, if by exiled you mean eaten to death. See,
What the? Wait, what? You eat the children's of... Wait, how is that good for your own species? How is that... Okay, tell me more. I'm stupid on this fact. Please teach me more. Educates me.
There's something I haven't mentioned yet. When a new dominant lion takes over the pride, the first thing that they do as king is kill off all the children that aren't his. Ain't nobody got time to be a stepfather in the animal kingdom. Quote, when male lions take over a new territory, they almost always kill the pride's cubs, since they're not biologically related and don't want to spend energy ensuring that other lions' genes will be passed on, end quote. Oh sure, we all give Scar a hard time because he's going around killing kings and their kids, but prior to the events we see in the movie, the wise King Mufasa totally did the exact same things with the previous owners of Pride Rock. We just never saw any of it. Anyway, this all means that once Scar takes over the pride, his first order of business would be killing every child that isn't his. Rip Nala, rip Simba, thank goodness there's no awkward incest, and all hail to the king, baby. But even if Simba managed to escape the literal jaws of death, he still wouldn't have returned to the pride. Again, there's that whole inbreeding thing. Totally a bummer. Instead, he would have just left him far behind, formed a new coalition of male lions, and tried to find a new pride that he's not related to. Which means that when all is said and done, the final and true king of Pride Rock is none other than Scar himself. It turns out in this Disney movie, the villain would have been the winner. Almost. You see, as I mentioned during the recap at the beginning, Scar ends up being a terrible king. He lets other predators, the hyenas, take over the Pride Lands. He depletes the food resources. And I'm not seeing any new cubs, if you catch my drift.
Oh, as a guy, you can't say that you can't. As a guy, ouch.
He is terrible as the dominant lion. In the movie, we see the lionesses bow to every whim Scar has, but in real life, lionesses are far more woke to their own power. Let's just say you should never get on a lioness's bad side. Though it doesn't happen often, lionesses have been known to attack the dominant male lion, especially when it comes to issues around food. Take this example from West Midlands Safari Park last September, where a male lion named Jelani was viciously attacked by the lionesses he was dominating. In the statement made by the park, they said, quote, a dispute happened between Jelani and a female lion over some meat. Jelani and his two brothers usually stick together and are able to keep the lionesses in order, but on this occasion, the other females became involved first. Lions are very tough animals, and disputes similar to this are common in the wild. And
very common.
Disputes over food, you say? Well, what do we see in The Lion King? Scar hoarding food and giving it to the hyenas before he gives it to his female lionesses. This would have never stood in the wild. The moment the lionesses saw that he was hoarding the food, they would have killed Scar before the hyenas even had the chance.
True. If you are being a bad leader and the females can just you, maybe you can take on 1 or 2. But if 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, boom, all the females appear and you're not getting away.
Hashtag girl power. With Scar dead and the territory devoid of food sources, the Pride would have been disbanded, leaving Pride Rock in ruin. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Literally one versus many, the one will fail.
The real story of The Lion King. So I challenge you, dear theorists, just try to watch Lion King the same way again. This time knowing that Mufasa is a kingslayer and child murderer just like Scar, that Simba is either feeling the love tonight with his sister or is just dead before he can say Hakuna Matata. Scar was right all along, but then due to mismanagement would have been killed by his own female subjects, leaving Pride Rock abandoned. In an ironic twist, the circle of life in this movie really breaks down. But hey, that's just a theory.
I killed the king and it looks like
a film theory. And cut.
Wow. The more you know, I guess. To be honest, I really learned a lot from this video. I'm gonna do some research on it soon, but it's a good indicator that I really have a lot to be educated on. Stay humble and stay passionate to learn more. Thank you so much. I hope that you learned a lot from this video together with me as well. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Sincerely appreciate all of the support and encouragement for my videos. And if you do like this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have any question of us down below. If you do like this video, please remember to follow my channel and hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory, a film theory, and cut. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye! Once again, I'm sincerely appreciative, genuinely, honestly, truly grateful and thankful for all your support and positivity. Thank you so much. Hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye!